show you how I make my smoothie every morning. Now, it's not your standard fruit smoothie with a little bit of juice. I put a bunch of herbs in mine. Now, it's not the greatest tasting smoothie, but I started making it because it's to help me fight my adrenal fatigue. I use a lot of different herbs in there, and I started using these herbs because I was taking pills in some of these, and I noticed I had to take a lot of the pills, and I was starting to gag when I was taking all these pills. So I decided to do them in powder form, which is much cheaper. It's a little hard to take them. I mean, you could put them in your own pills, but it's easier just to do it in a smoothie. Now, there's a bunch of herbs out there that can help you fight adrenal fatigue. And I have most of them here, and my body needs most of them. If you haven't already, I've made a video about muscle testing to see what supplements you need, and I'll show you a little bit of that too. I'm going to show you some of them right here. The first one is ashwagandha. That is a huge one right there. I buy it in a bag. I usually get most of mine on Amazon, Vitacost, some different places like that. Buy them in organic. That's the best way to buy them because you don't want all that extra stuff in your body. Another one is Schisandra. This one is, now dandelion root, I don't really do that one much anymore. That's more just for liver. So that's a maybe on that one. Chase tree berry. This one helps hormonal. So I know a lot of you with adrenal fatigue have hormone imbalances and stuff. You can muscle test all these too to see if you really need these or not. Maca. My body doesn't need that. That's another one of those hormonal ones. I took it for a little while and I have not needed it in a very long time. This one I happen to be out of right now. I'm waiting on it from Amazon. You know, with the whole coronavirus going on, everything's really late, so I've been out of this one. This one I use a lot of. I don't really know exactly how you say it. Rhodiola, I think. It's a real dark, bitter herb. Most of the herbs are bitter. That's why it tastes good in the smoothie. Milk thistle. I do that one every morning, and I actually blend that one up, chop that one up. Camu camu. Now, I talked about my other video, how I do my vitamin C. This is like a whole food vitamin C, camu camu berry. I got it right here. This is another one that I do too. Paduku plum, I'm not sure how you say that. This one's very expensive, but very, very high dose of vitamin C. Okay, another one is holy basil. That one does not taste very good at all. I think I'm gonna start getting that one in tincture. And then shatavari, that's another one that's kind of for hormones. Okay, and also, of course, I do fruit. I have found too that the tropical blend works really well, and then my organic apple juice. I'm going to show you real quick too how to muscle test to see how much of an herb you need. Let me first start by showing basics. Start with a banana. The banana really helps to sweeten it up. So I'm going to start with the banana in there. Okay, and then I go and do the fruit. Now I've noticed sometimes when I put the strawberries in there, because this is like a blend, when I put the strawberries in there, it's not, it makes it a little more bitter, so I try to keep it light on the strawberries. I kind of give the extra strawberries to my kids to eat, so I might add a few in there every once in a while. But, you know, because they're not like super sweet, and so you want this to be sweet to help. You don't want to add sugar in there. So, whew, I need a napkin. Oh. That was wet. Okay, so next I'm going to do my apple juice. I fill it up so it just covers about the fruit, and sometimes I add more when I'm done. Okay, so now the part I get to with doing all of the herbs. So let's start with the ashwagandha. Okay, so I've got my teaspoon out. Most of them don't come with something, so most of them are just a teaspoonful. So if you've seen my video on muscle testing, you kind of already know, but I'm going to do this anyway in case you haven't. So what you do for muscle testing is you hold the herb in your hands and you just kind of stand still, and your body's going to sway one way or another to see if your body really needs it. So I'm going to hold this and see. Okay, so because I leaned forward, that means yes, my body wants it. If I leaned backwards, that would be a no. So now they tell you on here just to do like 2 scoops, like 1 scoop twice a day. So you could do that. I was doing that at first, but what I noticed is my body wanted a lot more than that. I mean, they're just herbs. It's not like prescription medicine where you're going to overdose on it or something. So that's just the recommended dose, but your body may need more or even less. So I'm going to ask it how much I actually need. So do I need 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops, 4 scoops, ooh, 4 scoops, 5 scoops, 6 scoops, 7 scoops. Okay, so you see how it went back on 7 scoops? So that said yes on 6 scoops, but it went back and said no on 7 scoops. So that means I need 6. Ugh, that's gonna be kind of bitter today at 6. It usually does around 4 to 6 scoops a day. I've kind of gotten used to about how much my body really wants. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is better. So okay, so I'm going to go through and do that for each of these herbs. Before I do that, I'm going to actually get to the milk thistle and show you what I do with that one. Now, I buy this whole, okay? So I buy this one whole in seed form because with the milk thistle, it's better if you break it open fresh, and some herbs are better like that. If you want to buy some of these roots or seeds or whatever whole and then chop them up yourself. So what I do with this one is I get my little coffee grinder here and I put however many scoops I need in there and chop it up. So let's see how many I need. Okay, do I need this today? How many scoops? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I started at 3. Did you see that? I didn't start at 1 because I know my body normally needs like 4 to 6. What was it? Was it 5? 5 scoops? Okay, 5 scoops. That's right. I couldn't remember. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you want to make sure it's really fine because you don't want those little chunks of the seeds in there. The outside of the seed is kind of hard, and then sometimes you take a drink of that smoothie and you're kind of chewing it. You don't like to chew a smoothie, so make sure it's real fine, kind of like all the powders you have from all of your other herbs. Okay, so I'm going to go through and do all my other herbs, and then I'm going to add 2 final ingredients, mix it up, and drink it. So I put all my herbs in here. I have 2 last ingredients. I've got turmeric and ginger. So there's my turmeric. Any kind of size you want to do. Ginger, I prefer ginger because it gives you good flavor. If you can't find turmeric, I know it's a little harder to find. Ginger, I think, is just fine. And it helps give it a good flavor with the ginger too. Now, I can see now that that's going to be real thick with all of my herbs in there. So I'm going to add just a little bit more juice to help it out. Because you don't want it too thick, it kind of goes down bad. I usually end up drinking about 2.5 cups of this, and my kids lost the lid to my blender, so I kind of start on low at first. Go up to high. Okay, and I had to scrape the sides just a little bit. As you can see, some of the stuff kind of gunks up on the side a little bit. So let's pour it. And you'll see I've got a pretty decent sized glass here. Oops, it's dripping a little down there. So you can see I've done about half. Maybe this is going to be about 1.5 more cups. Sometimes what I do, I'll put it in the fridge and I'll drink a little bit for breakfast, and then maybe for lunch or snack or something, I'll finish it up. Because sometimes it's a little bitter depending on if I put a ton of herbs in there. So let's see. Ooh, yeah, a little bitter today. Put quite a few herbs in there. So I do this every day, and it's different amounts every day because every day your body's going to need a little bit something different. It may require more or less of something every single day. Some days I'm like, oh, that's a really good smoothie. Other days I'm like, whew, not so much. Now, you can, if you want to, add maybe some cocoa powder. I was doing that for a little bit, but then I had to add like honey or coconut sugar and stuff, and I just didn't like all that extra sweetness. But feel free to experiment if you want. I did. I even like tried putting some kale in there. If I put like 1 kale leaf in there, it's okay. But for the most part, I've noticed this is what works the best. You can experiment too. It's hard to drink, and some mornings I'm just like, oh, I gotta stop. I'll admit that, yes. Other times it's just like, okay, I can just get through this. This really got me through my adrenal fatigue. I was so worn out. I mean, it would take everything out of me just to make this every morning, but I knew that these herbs were supposed to help. They're adaptogenic herbs, and those kind of help over time. And so it's not like, oh, it's an instant fix. Now you may feel a little better afterwards, but it's not going to be instant. But I did this consistently every day for 2 months, along with a couple of other things that I mentioned in another video, that with all this, I think this is the biggest thing that really helped me get out of my adrenal fatigue. I would say I'm 99% better. I'm fully functioning. Now I'm still doing this smoothie, and I don't do it every single day now because I don't think my body needs it, but you can see I muscle tested and my body still wants a lot of these herbs. I haven't done one in like 3 days, and it's probably catching up with me. Last time I did one, I didn't need that many herbs, but now my body's saying, hey, you need a little bit more. So try to be consistent, do it every day. If you're just like low and you are down there and you are trying to get out of this adrenal fatigue, I highly suggest get through this every single day. And just in your mind, if it's so hard to drink, just be like, okay, this is getting me better. This is getting me better. It's not food. We get used to food as an enjoyment, okay? Food is to feed you, energize you, nourish you, and that's what it's doing. It's healing you. So please be consistent on doing a smoothie every day. Now, like I said, there may be other herbs out there that I don't have here, but these are the ones that I found work the best for me. So if you would like to comment and you have some different herbs that maybe you've tried or suggest any to other people maybe, please comment. We would love to share all of our information. There's not one way to cure adrenal fatigue. Everybody's bodies are different. Everybody's adrenal fatigue's been brought on by something different. So let's all work together in sharing what we have done that really works. And so I'd like to know if you try doing this and over time, if it works for you, I'd really like to know. Thank you very much for watching.